Hello, and welcome to Dissertation Diaries. I am not sure I'm going to make this one public or not. I am still deciding, but I wanted and needed to check in with myself. I really need to decorate this place so that it looks better. Okay. Part of why I think I like using video to capture my thoughts is because it forces me to have a thought, to finish it and move to the next one. Sometimes when I'm journaling, I'll just write a word and then stare off into the distance for a while. Mostly I'm not sure that I want to publish this publicly, these particular field notes, because I'm like, oh, I just posted a video. It's too early to post one again. But also, who cares? No one's forcing you to watch this. Oh yeah. Today is Friday. Tuesday, I was in class literally all day. Wednesday, I moved in. I filmed that video. I did get an hour of writing done, a little bit of reading done, but then I had to go to meet some friends. Yesterday, I got a migraine, and so I didn't work. I did start to feel very guilty though about not working, so I already broke the rule to write before I read, and I listened to like an hour of a book. And then today, it's already 5 p.m. and I sat down to edit, to revise. I got some feedback on a paper and now I have to go in and revise it, and I spent like 10 minutes revising, but really I was like staring at the page, so I figured I would do a little check-in. I did do one of Bonnie Bainbridge Cohen's free YouTube classes, and it was good. It was slow. It was interesting in a few ways. I took the one about breathing. I don't remember the full name of it, but it's the last class that she had done, I think, for free. And just talking about how we are membranes and porous, but not always porous. Sometimes we're open and sometimes we're closed. And just spending a lot of time breathing into the skin, allowing the body to open and to close, to notice if it's opening in the same place that it's closing, and thinking about allowing movements to be like a chain reaction, almost like, she didn't say this, but it's occurring to me now, almost like dominoes falling in such a way that it happens effortlessly rather than through force of will. And also because it was so slow and just experiential, I was able to tap into what I was feeling. And I think the biggest thing that I generally deal with is just this sense of collapse, this like tightening. And then if it is too intense or too sustained a contraction, that's when I tend to dissociate. Most of the time I can just like hang on to the edge of the cliff of collapse. But what I did today was I set the video to playing, and as we were breathing through our skin, I set out my yoga props, and so I put a yoga bolster behind me so that I could open up. So kind of supporting the contraction, not forcing myself open, but lying across the bolster to let myself open. But then my heart was feeling quite exposed, which is often, I think, why I go into the contraction. And so I stayed in that position and I just put a pillow over my heart. And I breathed that way for a long time, and just the time and the space it allowed me to settle into myself. I really liked how she talked about how knowing that we can open and close, that porosity is opening and closing, can help. Like sometimes we can become rigid, meaning that we're very closed. And then sometimes we become so open that we become overly sensitive. And she talked a little bit about how learning to work with this has actually, she said she's very sensitive, and it's allowed her to work with more because she, I can't remember exactly what she said, but she's not quite so sensitive, so more able to work with these sensations. And that's been my experience with this kind of somatic work. I am finding myself wondering, did I always feel this way? But I think there's another layer to it, which is as I do this work, I become more sensitive. So I think I haven't always felt this way. I'm just feeling maybe with more nuance. And maybe I need something a little bit more practical. I think I am very open energetically, probably too often. I do a lot of cleansing work, I do a lot of protection work, but I've recently been exposed to the idea that when you cleanse a space or when you purify, you should also do a little bit of filling with what you want to be filled with, so that you're not leaving a vacuum. And then another energetic practice that I've worked with is like imagining the sun filling me with golden light. Now, I have a Leo stellium, and my Venus is Cassini, meaning it's in the heart of the sun, also in Leo. So I always just imagine, like I want the whole entire sun. I want it all. I want all the light. I want all the warmth. Give it to me. But the way that I actually learned this process was to like imagine the sun filling yourself, filling your entire self with energy, filling up as much as you need, and then like tip your head over and like any excess, let it go, and then like sealing the space that that you let the light in so that it doesn't escape. So I'm wondering energetically if that's a practice that I need going forward to kind of help. And this is just occurring to me that maybe this sense of collapse I have is that I'm doing so much cleansing. And maybe it is that I'm leaving a void and the void collapses. I don't know. I'm not particularly feeling better having shared all of that. I do really need to revise this paper. I need to get it done tonight. And I think that's an important thing to say when there's a lot of people talking about this kind of work in whatever way that they're doing it. And sure, ideally, I would love to go into the revision process and be super duper excited about it and have it like creatively fulfilling. And it might be the case that I just, sit here in this room until it's done. And sometimes that's okay. Sometimes that's exactly what needs to happen. And knowing when that's the case and when it's not is part of the practice too. So I guess that's what I'm gonna do. I guess so. Also, at some point, I need to do a bird-like interpretive dance for reasons that I'll keep to myself. I don't even know why I shared that if I wasn't gonna say why, but I'm not gonna say why. Okay, it's 5:18. It's me in this room with my spindrifts. I need to get a tea kettle in here. Until then, I just have cold, sparkling water. What a whiner. This stuff is great. It's so good. I am open to sponsorships if Spindrift wants to give me a daily box of sparkling water with real squeezed fruit. Okay. This wasn't helpful.